heard about that? It blew me away. Well, good luck.
I'm dreading it. I know. No, Luke explained the whole thing to me. He said it's very informal, like a big meeting around a table. Edward, his lawyer, won't be there, only District Attorney Schultz asking me a few questions.
It should be fairly straightforward. You know, they'll want to know what happened the night Bradley was murdered. They'll want to know what he said, what he did. You just tell them what you can. All of it.
You hush. Don't strain your voice. I plan to tell them the truth.
Mrs. Warden?
Wouldn't happen to have X-ray vision.
Hi. I wish I did. Mary Mae just went in there. Did you testify yet?
No, not yet. My dad was scheduled earlier. I just walked him down to the car. He's on his way back to Albany.
Were they tough on him for his part in stopping the investigation?
No tougher than he's already been on himself after finding out what really happened. I'm gonna be glad when this is over, Luke. Where's Justice?
I'm sorry, I should have called you.
What?
Justice is in the hospital, Kylie. He was beaten up by some professionals the other night. His cousin Keisha found him, or he probably would have bled to death from a ruptured spleen. And then when he was in recovery, he had what they call a pulmonary embolism. But he's gonna be okay.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Luke, when is this gonna end?
That's why we're here.
No. I had a feeling they were hearing things I wasn't trying to say.
Well, Mary Mae, you're just one piece in the puzzle, you know. Maybe by the time we all testify, the pieces will come together into a picture. This is Kylie Quinlan. Oh, that's right. You know that.
Mr. Spencer?
Oh, yes. Well, into the jaws of death, huh? Or better known as the legal system.
Luke told me what they did to Justice. Might as well be 20 years ago. Will anything ever change?
In some ways, everything has changed when Bradley died.
Yes. I feel like I've been given a chance to do something I didn't have the courage to do back then.
Well, you had to let him go.
But I didn't. Because I couldn't. He's been with me all this time. Mrs. Ward, I want you to know that I don't regret a single moment I spent with him. But I do regret what I've come to know as abandoning him after his death. Not coming to you with what I knew. It could have made all the difference. But I was afraid. Not afraid for me. Afraid for how you might judge your son because of me. And all the pain that I'd cause you. You know, to be perfectly honest, I thought that you would blame me. I blame myself. Still do.
If you are to blame, then I'm to blame. I know all about you and Bradley. I know about the baby. You know, we each had our reasons for keeping quiet, but they were reasons born of love.
Never been able to grieve for him with somebody who loved him as much as I did. I really want you to know that there was nothing sordid or casual about our relationship. Yeah, I remember the first day I saw him. On the floor of the assembly, he looked like this giant of a man, literally. And then somebody introduced us later, and I realized he wasn't quite so tall. It was his stature. The way he carried himself, that power. Mm-hmm. I knew that he was this great man who was destined to do great things, and I really wanted to just be a part of it. And then somewhere along the way, I realized I needed to be a part of him. Because he had so much to give. He was so clear, you know, he knew what he wanted and who he was. I know how much he loved his wife. And how very much he loved his family. He never made me any promises. I never asked him for any. Even after I found out that I was carrying his baby. I want you to know that if I had had the chance to raise that baby, I would have raised him with so much love and pride and joy. I really still sometimes try to imagine what the baby would, and I
know what it is to lose a child. I know.
Would Bradley still be alive if I hadn't loved him?
You didn't put that gun to his head. You didn't pull the trigger. Love doesn't kill, it nourishes. What you gave him so unselfishly, it was like a well of energy that he needed. 'Cause I knew what my son was like. He needed more than any one of us could give him. Now, some people might judge that as being morally wrong. But we knew. We knew about the love. We knew about his need. We knew about his goodness. Kylie, it wasn't up to you to come to me 20 years ago with your arms open. I should have had my arms open. I know Bradley would have wanted it that way. It's not too late, girl. Come here.
Oh.
Miss Quinlan?
Yes, I'll be right there. I was wondering, is it all right if I come by the hospital later?
Of course.
We're going to drive over there now, so we'll meet you there.
Great.
Okay.
Bye.
Silver Eagle just flew in.
At least someone will be testifying on Edward's behalf.
No, darling, I don't think that's the way it works. The DA wouldn't have subpoenaed him if he didn't think Boland could help his case. The way I read it, the rats are starting to realize the ship is leaking. Let's get out of here before he tries to sell us the Trump Tower.
Miss Quinlan? Jack Boland.
Yes, I remember.
Well, it's too bad we have to meet again under these circumstances. It must be painful for you to revisit what must surely have been a difficult time in your life.
You have no idea how painful or how angry I am.
Yes, I can see that. But maybe now Bradley Ward can finally be laid to rest.
No. Not as long as the greed that killed him continues to corrupt this world.
Your coming here meant a lot to him, and to me, too. Thank you.
I think I'm going to stay in Port Charles till this whole thing plays out. No, Luke, it's beginning to feel like the truth may finally see the light of day. Maybe that means I'm going to get my first good night's sleep in 20 years.
Amen to that.
I have a feeling the whole thing's going to play out faster than we anticipated. Good morning.
Good morning. And guess what?
What?
Justice will be home today.
Oh, great. Great. That's good news. You know, I know he's been climbing the walls of the hospital the last few days.
Hey, that child, he hates to be out of the action. I remember when he was 10 years old and he had the mumps. He was cooped up in his room for 2 weeks, and I thought he was going to drive Isabel clean out of her mind. I'm not sure he realizes how lucky he really is. I mean, it could have been so much worse, you know?
He knows. Believe me, he knows.
Yeah. Well, now they could just, you know, get this investigation, this trial out of the way. I can't tell you how much I'm dreading testifying.
Well, I know. I mean, I got a summons, too, remember? Oh, let me get this for you.
Hi. Thank you.
Oh,
okay.
Hey, ho.
Thank you.
There you go.
Ay, have
You know, they're not letting any grass grow under their feet on this thing.
Well, can you tell me why the DA is trying to move so quickly on this thing?
My guess is that's Edward's strategy. I mean, if it were me, I'd want this whole thing over as soon as possible before the press had an opportunity to make leftovers out of my life and my family.
Well, it seems to me that they're turning the wheels of justice so quickly that I'm worried that they might be rolling over the wrong man.
I would love to know why you're so convinced Edward is innocent. Why are you so adamant that Edward's innocent?
It's just a feeling. You can't tell me you don't have your doubts. Justice told me you said that there's a possibility that Frank Smith might have been responsible for Bradley's murder.
Well, there is, but I haven't been able to locate any concrete evidence yet. The ironic thing is, Edward is searching for the same information.
Well, that tells me he didn't do it.
Or he did it, and he's desperate to pin it on Frank.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Luke, you're the most suspicious person I've ever met.
Mary Mae, I'm not trying to discount your intuition. Believe me, my wife has made some of the most important decisions of her life based on a feeling, and it's spooky, but it works for her.
When are Laura and the baby coming home?
Not soon enough. But I can't let them come back into the middle of all this.
Yeah, well, that's all the more reason to clear this up real fast. You know, I've got to get back to my babies. I haven't given them nearly enough the attention that they deserve these days, and I miss them.
Yeah, oh. Hey.
Hey.
Come in. Do you know Mrs. Ward? Sonny Corinthos.
Yeah, I believe we met at Ruby's party.
You certainly did. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
What's up?
Hey, I'm on my way. Okay.
Yeah. See ya.
See you then. Nice to have met you again.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Who died?
Nobody yet. But we've managed to stir up a hornet's nest.